Penn Speedway got their season opener in the books. We'll take you there. 3 Friday night track promoters, more BMX riders, one drag racer. Welcome to another edition of The Race Report. Hi everyone, welcome to another edition of the Race Report. I'm Ron Hills. Every Friday night, 5 racetracks are in action within an hour and a half of Binghamton. Last week, we heard from Skyline Raceway Park promoter Dean Catlin. This week, we hear from Outlaws Tyler Seary, Penn promoter Doug Borger, and Afton co-promoter Leon Andrus. Tyler Seary is a successful modified driver who is in his second year as a track owner. Tyler, I understand you had a very successful first year up there. Tell us about the former Black Rock Speedway.
Yeah, thanks for having us on. We had a really good year, first year out of the box. We had a few hiccups like you would, think you'd get, but it was a great first year season. Mother Nature got us a handful of times, which hopefully this year, as long as the good weather comes, we're very excited for the new season, and our new clay we put on the track at the end of the year is going to be huge for the racers and the fans too. So we're real excited. We got an awesome schedule set up for 2017 season, and can't wait to get started.
Tell us some of the lessons you learned last year that you're able to carry over to your sophomore year.
Yeah, actually we learned a lot with the promoting end of it. The weather issues, when not to run a race, when to run a race. Our track staff got to learn the surface really well and what that needs to do and not do, and learned a lot. Every week we learned a lot, and every week got better and better at the track, and so we were happy.
Let's talk about some of the classes that you will be racing this year.
Yeah, we have the Mighty Modifieds coming back, big blocks, small blocks, real competitive class with that. Matt Shepard and some other guys are coming this year as well to add to the field that we already have. And we got the street stocks, sportsmen's, IMCAs, 4 cylinders, and we starting a hobby stock class this year as well. So it should be exciting for the guys that want to get into that.
And traveling series?
Yeah, we have quite a few. We have 6 ESS and Patriot sprint car shows this year. We have Tony Stewart's Articat 410 sprint car show this year in July, which will be real exciting. We have the Super Dirt Car Big Block Series coming in this year in June. And, of course, our big fireworks show, our NASCAR night. Is a really big program for us, and then the Spring National, Fall Nationals, and then the Dutch Oak 777. So it's a pretty cool schedule this year.
Okay, for our viewers that want to learn more about Outlaw Speedway, social media.
Yeah, we got outlawspeedwayllc.com, and then of course our Facebook Outlaw Speedway Facebook page as well. So it was really cool. We do a lot with the social media. Last year, a pretty cool number. We had 3,650,000 views, hits on our Facebook page last year. So that's a great way for people to check out, see what we got going on at the track, is getting on our Facebook page or our website.
Oh, and are you going to be doing a lot of racing yourself again this season?
Yeah, a little bit more this year than I did last year. So I've got Josh is back on board with us. We had him a couple years ago, and then he went down south to run some ARCA team with some NASCAR stuff. So he's back this year, and he's been in the shop getting stuff ready for us. And so we'll run Friday nights, obviously, at my place. And then Saturdays, we're going to come down to 5 Mile Point and run Saturdays here. And then we'll do quite a few Super Dirt shows, local stuff. And we'll probably try to hit all the Brett Deo shows. So, yeah, we'll be racing 2-3 nights a week.
Doug Borger is the successful builder and series promoter of the XL modified race cars. His passion to become a track owner is taking shape.
Looking forward to it. You know, it's a whole new adventure. Beside building race cars and everything like that, doing the promoting end, it's a lot of neat things are coming down. We'll get to that. You know, once we open the gates up, everybody's going to see that it's a new Penn Can Speedway. For this year, we have 4 small car Sunday shows. It's going to be the 600 wingless micros, the XL cars, 270s, and the slingshots. Our website is pencanspeedway.net, and that'll link you right up to the Facebook account too.
Leon Andrus brings years of experience behind the microphone to his new position as co-promoter of Afton Motorsports Park, having announced at Penn Can, 5 Mile Point, and Thunder Mountain. Tell us about your decision to take over the controls at Afton.
Well, the track we knew was going to be idle at the end of the season. Jamie and Denise Page were going to step away, and me and Ron was talking about that throughout the whole last season, that we'd like to get involved to make sure the track stays there. It's been a great deal. It's something he wanted to get back into, and it's something I've always wanted to do, and it's one of the few things I haven't done in racing, so we combined forces, and here we are, going to take on the challenge in 2017.
What are some of the changes you have in store?
Well, we're trying to make the show a lot quicker, so we eliminated a couple of divisions, and we figure that's going to speed the show up a little bit. We want to get the fans in and out. We're going to enhance the kids club immensely. We want to give bicycle away every night, if not 2. Our goal is to 2 every week, a boy and a girls, and basically keep the track as clean and neat as they did, and with more emphasis on the track, trying to get the track so it's more fan-friendly, a little less dusty, and more competitive for the spectators and the competitors.
What are the classes you will be racing this year?
We'll be running the modifieds, the open sportsman, the crate 602 sportsman, street stocks, and the Empire sport trucks.
Any changes in rules for those classes from last year?
Not much. The modifieds will be running a straight 2,400 pound, doesn't matter what motor combination he runs, it's just straight across the board. And there's a few minor changes that can be seen on the website for like the street stocks. They've opened it up so you can use jacking bolts, but not many changes. No, you never like to put too much change out because that costs the competitors money.
What traveling series will be coming in this year?
Well, the Short Track Super Series will be in for 2 events in the end of June 21st, as a matter of fact, and then we'll end it with the Short Track Super Nationals during the Columbus Day weekend. Plus the 305 CRSA sprint cars will be there for 3 dates, and the 360 sprint cars, the ESS Super Sprints, will be there, along with the modifieds this year on the Earl Holliquest Memorial. And I don't have the date right off the top of my head, but that'll be coming up as a matter of fact, it's August 4th. I can tell you what it is. And the other thing I want to mention is our sponsors. Really done well picking up sponsors. We've got a board over here highlighting all the sponsors that came on board so far in 2017.
Okay, and for viewers that want to learn more, let's talk about your social media.
Well, you can look us here on the board. It's www.AftonRacewayPark.com, and you can, either one of us are on Facebook. We don't do, neither Ron nor I do Twitter, so unfortunately that doesn't work for anybody. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe I'll get a smartphone even now, so who knows.
Friday night at Skyline Raceway Park, TJ Zacharias became the newest member of the Zach Pack to win on both dirt and asphalt. Other drivers in victory lane included Stacy Jackson, Eric Rowley, Jim Rothwell, James Cornell, Earl Zimmer, and Mackenzie Gibson won the 4-cylinder powder puff. Alan Johnson, Tom Collins, Jeremy Wonderling, Jake Kolonowski, Quinn Sutherland, Ray Heyer, and Jordan Bacon were winners at Outlaw Speedway on Friday night. At the Hill Speedway in Monroton, Craig Smith was the pure stock winner. Tommy Savercool won the street stocks. Trevor Williams and Ben Hulslander won the 4-cylinder front and rear wheel drive classes, and the IMCA type modified race was postponed. Photos are courtesy of Dawn and John Maynard at D&J Photos. No results were received from Afton Raceway Park. Saturday night was a washout everywhere. Monday night at Georgetown Speedway, 57-year-old Danny Johnson scored the modified win. Chad Hollenbeck was the super late model winner. Chip Disharoon won the Rush Crate late models. Scott Hitchens, Dave Smith, and Tanner Marvel also scored wins. More interviews plus racing action from Penn Can Speedway when the race report returns, but first, take a look at this week's Car of the Week from Brush and Pallet Auto in Candor.
You're watching the Race Report on Fox 40.
30 years of satisfied customers. That's the proud history of Brush and Pallet Auto in Candor. We have a large selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. Here is this week's Car of the Week. We'll give you a $1,000 minimum trade-in, and we have financing options to fit your needs, including a first-time buyer's program. Think you can't afford it? We think you can. Check us out at brush-pallet.com or visit us in person at 598 Owego Road in Candor, New York.
Unicorn Electronics in the Valley Plaza, Johnson City has the best pricing and selection of audio, video, and computer cables in the area. Don't spend a fortune on that HDMI cable for your new HD TV or Blu-ray player. Unicorn Electronics has quality cables in the lengths you need at a price you can afford. Expanding your network, Unicorn has the patch cables and accessories to make it happen. When you need to connect, think Unicorn Electronics in the Valley Plaza, Johnson City.
98.1 The Hawk, #1 for 20 in a row.
This is Jason Aldean.
Hot new country.
This is Luke Brown.
This is Charles, Dave,
and Hillary.
And we are
Lady Annabella.
Binghamton's Hot New Country.
This is Carrie Underwood.
Binghamton's Hot New Country. 98.1 The Hawk.
For 3 generations, we've been building world-class American performance.
Like the new Edelbrock Power Package Top-End Kit, based on Edelbrock's powerful RPM crate engines. Each kit includes aluminum heads and intake, cam and lifters, gaskets, and hardware to build your own 400-plus horsepower Chevy small block. For 3 generations, it's pure American performance from the leader. Call now for your free Edelbrock catalog.
Edelbrock makes them right here in the USA.
Welcome back to the Race Report. Coming up this Monday night at the California Grill in Vestal is a roundtable discussion focusing on the current and future state of paved track racing in the Northeast. The panel includes championship car owner Brian Nalepa, Doug Speed Shop owner Bob Gentile, engine builder Mickey Marolo, and former Race of Champions officials John Miller and Ed Conneran. The discussion will be moderated by racing announcer Morgan Colgrove. The presentation starts at 6 p.m. The California Grill is located at 912 Vestal Parkway East in Vestal. The discussion will be followed by a special round of racing trivia starting at 7:30. This week's bonus answer is 500. For more information, log on to theracereport.tv. Green New York's Barry Stevens has made the transition from oval tracks to drag racing. He prefers to travel throughout the Northeast rather than race at a local drag strip. Dr. Gary George has more.
Tell me a little bit about you transitioned over from stock car racing to drag cars. Why did you do that, and what's the difference?
Well, the dirt car I ran for about 10 years, and we ran street stock and a little bit of sportsman modified, and got out of it to raise my kids, and the drag racing's a lot cleaner, a lot easier, no bent fenders. Keep the wheels down, and we're all set.
Well, I doubt the wheels would be on the front end. It would be up in the air, I would think. This is a gas car. Tell me a little bit about this Falcon. Fastest Falcon I've ever seen.
It's got a 540 Chevy, big block. It's got the Hillborn, the old school stack injection, mechanical injection. It's all kind of period correct for the 70s. And does about 10-1 at 129 miles an hour and quarter mile.
Okay, you do not run at a regular track. Where will you be running this year, on what tours, and so on?
I travel with a club called the East Coast Gassers, and we'll be going to Island Dragway in New Jersey, Atco in New Jersey. Let's see, there's Beaver Springs in Pennsylvania. There's South Butler Dragway in Savannah, New York. There's a few more that I can't think of right now, but yeah, there's about 7 different tracks that I'll be going to with that club, and whatever else I can find, I guess.
Why aren't you running at the local drag strip on a regular basis?
We practice down in Tioga Center, but they're 8th mile, and we prefer the quarter mile. And I prefer to stick with the club for the most part and keep it down to about 2 times a month.
So you're running, about 16 races maybe during the year, or a little bit less?
No, we're running probably around 16, 16 to 20.
Okay, one other thing I want to ask you is, what do you think this car is worth?
I know what I got in it.
That's different.
I got to think it's probably a $20,000 to $30,000 car.
Okay, so a big investment you got in this, no doubt.
Yeah.
And
more than that, I got in it. That's for sure.
Now, you don't run bracket racing. You run heads up or no?
No. It's on a bracket type of a platform. We dial in just like the bracket cars do, but we race amongst ourselves in the club type of an atmosphere. So mostly when we go to different tracks, we're putting on kind of a show for them. As far as they're all gassers.
Why a Falcon? I mean, that's a shock when you told me about this.
Back when I was a kid, that's the kind of cars that I had. I had a bunch of them when I was younger, and I always liked them. I liked the body style, and they're just a good-looking gasser. They make a good-looking gasser, kind of like a 55 Chevy.
Yes, they do. Okay, thank you very much for the time.
Gary.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
The USA Gold Cup event at Grippen Park attracted BMX riders from throughout the Northeast and Canada.
Yeah, BMX is quite big in Canada, but this event's sort of special to us. This is sort of the event that we try to get as many of our crew as we can together and come down and kick off the season. So this is typically our first big race of the season.
Now, how does a youngster develop as they start with BMX and go up through the various classes?
Well, they start, the little ones start in Strider class, and it's more like the balance bikes without pedals, and they get to get a feel for the track and competition before they actually get on a bike with pedals. Now, the classes are broken down into novice, intermediate, and expert. So, they start out in novice. They work, they train, and after so many race wins, they get a move up. So you get your 10 race wins as a novice, moves them up to intermediate, and then they stay in intermediate until they achieve that 20 wins in intermediate or a number of national wins.
Now, there are some professional classes that compete. At what point does a youngster get the inclination that they can go pro at some point or stay with amateur riding?
It really depends on that individual and what their goals are. But if they're one of the top expert riders in their class, they might be striving to be the next Olympian, and they might at the age of say 16, 17, look towards set their sights to be pro one day. So you have riders turning pro at typically 17, 18 years old.
Racing from Pencan Speedway is still ahead, but first here's another look at this week's Car of the Week from Brush and Pallet Auto in Candor.
30 years of satisfied customers. That's the proud history of Brush and Pallet Auto in Candor. We have a large selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. Here is this week's Car of the Week. We'll give you a $1,000 minimum trade-in, and we have financing options to fit your needs. including a first-time buyer's program. Think you can't afford it? We think you can. Check us out at brush-pallet.com or visit us in person at 598 Owego Road in Candor, New York.
For 3 generations, we've been building world-class American performance.
Like the new Edelbrock Power Package Top-End Kit, based on Edelbrock's powerful RPM crate engines. Each kit includes aluminum heads and intake, cam and lifters, gaskets, and hardware to build your own 400-plus horsepower Chevy small block. For 3 generations, it's pure American performance from the leader. Call now for your free Edelbrock catalog.
Edelbrock makes them right here in the USA.
Welcome back to the Race Report. Penn Can Speedway finally got their season opener in the books. First up, the XL 600 Modifieds. On the microphone is Craig Hawley.
And the Fulkinator, Gary Fulk, he's got the green flag in hand. Points to the cone of the corner, green flag in hand. It is waving. We're racing down the front straightaway. Will Eastman, the whale-to-whale-auto.com, number 120, fires down to the turn number 1. He grabs the advantage. Everybody negotiates turn number 1 and 2. Hang on, Eric Boyd gets a little bit sideways. He gets it straightened up. Making a move gives the 11 of Travis Regante. Problems in turn 3 and 4 of the quarter. Green flag is out. Eastman on the accelerator. Bobbles a little bit. Maybe gets a great jump. Here comes the 11 of France. Up to the number 2 spot. Eastman back to 3rd. One of the Boyd cars really turning up the wick into the number 3 spot now as they get around the 120 of Will Eastman. Off the corner this time, it's all the 56 of Maybe. That's Bailey Boyd, the 163 up the number 3 spot. Final time we ride. Maybe with a 12-car length advantage over Boyd. Final time down in the quarter, number 3 and 4. Checkered flag in the air, picking up the XL 600cc modified win is Camden Maybe. Eric Boyd is in for second. Regante third. Bailey Boyd up to 4th.
To factory stock action where Eric Beach scored the win. Once again, here's Craig Hawley.
Kick the tires and light the fires. Down the front straightaway they go. Problems in turn number 2. They get it straightened out. We stay clean and green. The 614 of Eric Beach out front, showing the way. Into turn number 3 and 4. The 614 of Eric Beach. Checkered flag in the air. He will win the can opener for the factory stocks. Eric Beach will go to victory lane. Kevin Skelly is second.
In 4-cylinder action, it was Dylan Robinson scoring the win. To crate sportsman action, where defending champion Mike Shane was in victory lane.
We're racing sportsman style down the front straightaway. The flying 42 of Marty Bunker rides it down to corner number 1. Race leader Dusty Barton moving and shaking up through the position number 3. Leading lap number 1 is going to be the 42 of Marty Bunker. Followed by Nick Branning. Then it's side by side for position number 3. Shane on the outside. Give him position number 3 up the back straightaway. The Brian Mady number 2 will get on the track in time. He's a little bit behind, but he will be back on the lead lap. Up the back straightaway, the M16 of Mike Shane works into turn number 3. They start to straighten it out. Marty Bunker in car number 42 lost the lead on that restart. Mike Shane, the Hamlin Hurricane, out front leading the way. The defending track champion looking to start the 2017 campaign out on the right foot. Up the back straightaway, Mike Shane, ball by his lonesome into turn 3 and 4. Checkered flag is in the air, picking up the win. The defending track champion, Mike Shane. Nick Branning in a great career best second place finish, followed by Dusty Barton after his charge from the back. The 17 of Moose Gully and Brian Mady again charging up from the back of the pack. Your race winner, the M16 of Mike Shane.
To modified action and an incredible battle for the lead, Joey Grammas, Brian Weaver in the Grammas backup car, and Dan Pompey. To call the action, here's Craig Hawley.
Gary's green flag is waving. Green means go down the front straightaway. 22 modifies pile into turn number 1. They negotiate turn number 1 and 2, and everybody makes it out clear. Race leader, Brian the Dream Weaver. Here comes a 5J O'Gramis down to the inside. Problems in turn number 3. The top 4, you could throw a blanket over them. What a battle. And here comes Roshinsky. He wants into this party. They're all chasing the 5-0 Weaver. He is as low as you can go. Pompey going to try the outside. Weaver with that patented line from back in the early 2000s. But Dan Pompey on the outside in a rocket ship. He'll take the race lead up the backstretch. Hartnett in the third now. The 77 of Mady, he's off the pace in front of the leader's caution coming out. Dan Pompey, new race leader. Parallel sticks are in the sky, 2 laps to go for Dan Pompey. The question remains, does Kevin Hartnett have anything left down in that tank to reel in and get around the 11P of Dan Pompey? White flag will be waving. It's going to come down to the final circuit. Dan Pompey looking to go to victory lane on opening night. 1 lap remains. Pompey with a great run off turn number 2. Final time into turn number 3 and 4. Picking up the opening night can opener. 2017 goes to Dan Pompey. Kevin Hartnett is second. Joey Graham is third. Nick Roshinsky fourth, and fifth goes to the 151 of Joey Colson.
Coming up this Friday night, Penn Can Speedway will have a full night of racing action with modifieds, crate sportsmen, factory stocks, 4 cylinders. The XL modifieds have a north-south combined show, plus the CRSA sprinters are in action, all with no increase in admission. Adults are just $10. Join me this Sunday at East Coast Customs, 574 Conklin Road in Binghamton, for their first ever outdoor cruise-in. Ronald Evans Photography and Rhonda's Rockabilly Pinups will also be there. Please join us Monday night for the Future of Pavement Racing Symposium at the California Grill, 912 Vestal Parkway East in Vestal, starting at 6 p.m. For more information, log on to theracereport.tv. Mark your calendar for Sunday, May 28th, as Brett Deo's Bob Hilbert Sportswear Short Track Super Series, fueled by VP, heads to Thunder Mountain Speedway for the 4th running of the Lightning on the Mountain. And we leave you with more highlights from opening night at Penn Can Speedway. For the entire staff of the Race Report, thanks for watching. Till next week, I'm Ron Hills, and I'll see you at the races.
Problems for the Groomer 76. Tough break for the driver. Had a great run going. The 112 of Naira, he goes pit side. Parallel sticks are in the sky. 2 more times around the speedway for your race leader, Eric Beach. It continues to be Eric Beach showing the way in the 6-1-4, in the 3 and 4. This time, white flag is in the air. 1 more time around the speedway for the 6-14 of Beach. The 67 of Skelly rides in position number 2. Into turn number 3 and 4, the 6-14 of Eric Beach. Checkered flag in the air. He will win the can opener for the factory stocks. Eric Beach will go to victory lane. Kevin Skelly is second.